Well, the power's on, and the table's there. But a lot still needs to be done. This is where police and intelligence services from across Germany will meet to share information. A move provoked by the neo-Nazi killing spree.
It made us conclude that we don't have the luxury of deciding when to cooperate more closely. We must work more closely across the board. We can't just wait for something to happen.
The murders by the National Socialist Underground and subsequent mix-ups have shaken the security services. The group weren't linked to the killings. Agencies failed to share information and files were destroyed. The Interior Minister wants to improve communication across the board.
We're ready to take on board what the states want and their ideas. But it's important that we get started now, that we launch it, that we tackle it now, this year. If that happens, I'm optimistic that we'll have everyone talking by next year, at the latest.
38 German services will share information here at the Joint Anti-Extremism and Terrorism Center. Their brief is to stop Nazis, but they'll also try to foil left-wing radicals, spies, and even foreign extremist groups, like the Kurdistan Workers' Party, which is banned in Germany. So the center will be keeping an eye on a lot, but it won't be a ministry for extremism. Instead, it's a coordination group, or a media stunt, some say.
We're trying to restore people's confidence in the Office for Constitutional Protection. This is just changing the name of the existing centre monitoring right-wing extremists. It's a PR joke, and that's bad for security.
And there are already a bunch of police centres keeping tabs on extremists. After 9/11, ministers ordered an anti-Islamic surveillance centre. Then, when police unearthed the Nazi underground, they promised a center for right-wing extremism. And now the General Anti-Extremism Center.
It was always apparent that the center would be set up. Everyone wanted it. It's not a PR stunt, it's something that's vitally important for national security.
But many of Germany's regional governments don't agree. Less than half of them turned up for the opening. Not an auspicious start.
Cooperative federalism requires us to have confidence in one another. If just one of the 38+ federal and state security services doesn't do their job, then we have a problem.
But even some of Friedrich's political allies pan his handling of the center. They weren't consulted.
In these sorts of organizations, trust is the basis of cooperation. In the past, things haven't always gone according to plan. But everyone, including the agencies, is in a position to fix things that went wrong in the past, so that we can broadly rule out such terrible events ever happening again.
The center can start working once all the federal states have signed up. They haven't yet. But analysts believe the center has to get going, so authorities can share information.
It's a really good thing to bring people together around a table, so that they can request information on the spot and rapidly coordinate joint measures. I can't categorically guarantee that information won't fall between the cracks, but I hope that less info goes missing than in the past.
Opposition parties say that there's too much centralization and that the states won't be willing to surrender powers to a federal office.
Responsibility for policing is fundamentally a matter for the states, and you'll only make progress, even on other questions, if the states cooperate. You can't just steamroll them, you have to convince them. And that's why Mr. Friedrich's approach is wrong.
German history has made law enforcement a regional issue. Hitler's Gestapo was a force controlled from the central government in Berlin. They harassed and locked up whoever they wanted. After the Second World War, the Allies designed things so that wouldn't happen again. But memories linger of the Gestapo. That's why for many interior ministers, setting up a central authority to police terrorism and extremism is a big ask.
Some see it as a big step forwards, but others will make a lot of noise about it. Ever since the Allies, there's been a strict demarcation between police and intelligence services, and that's not likely to change anytime soon.
Federal Minister Friedrich will again try to convince the states in early December. He's hoping that just maybe, one day, everyone will agree to his round table, where everyone cooperates.